Welcome to Live from the Gardens, a Animorphs podcast about animals and how to be a convincing Animorph. This week we'll be talking about the cockroach and the Siberian tiger, two of the animals we encountered in Animorphs number 6, The Capture, the book we discussed last week on the Dork-Bajir Chronicles. My name is Mikhail, the host.
I am Tessa, the Animorphs expert, not really the animal expert.
And I'm Brayden, the wrecking meme from 2014.
Nice. So just like last time, we're going to start with the quiz. But now I'm going to start updating you guys on your scores now that we've done a few. So Tessa's only gotten one right so far.
Bullshit. This is patriarchy at work.
Brayden's gotten 3 right.
Fuck off, all of you.
Patriarchy at work. All right. Question number 1. Out of the American Cockroach and the Siberian Tiger, which one is more social?
The cockroach.
Yeah, definitely the cockroach.
Yeah, you're right. We'll probably talk a bit more about it later, but it's actually insane how social they are.
And tigers are like super solitary. Mm-hmm. That's where I was basing my answer off of.
Yeah, like Jungle Book, right?
No, it was more like the heartwarming Thai movie I watched once where a bunch of people hunted tigers and the tigers didn't get killed, and it was beautiful.
Nice. I like that. Question number 2. Is Raid, like they used in the hospital, is Raid an effective way of getting rid of cockroaches?
No.
Yeah, they just...
Don't stop copying me! I'm trying to get ahead here.
They just get immune to it.
Okay, here's a better question, and this will determine the real answer, or the real winner. Why?
It's because, they get immune to things very quickly, but also they don't really have, I think the answer is they don't really have the receptors for smell like other bugs do, or if they do, they can just close off their breathing holes so that it doesn't affect them as much.
Also, they produce new generations so fast, evolution goes into overdrive, essentially.
What is your answer, Brayden? Was it the same answer?
Yeah. Evolution goes into overdrive, and they go through toxin immunization incredibly fast through generations.
No, you guys are both wrong.
Fuck.
So the way Raid works is it acts like a nerve gas, so it freezes all your nerves so you can't even breathe. Like your organs can't move, so you just keel over and die. The problem with Raid is that in order to be an over-the-counter product, it's mostly water. So what you get is this product with 99% water and a little bit of active ingredient. And if you spray a cockroach directly with it, it'll definitely kill it. But there's tons of babies waiting.
Yeah.
Right? So the real products are not sold in stores, they're sold online. And what they do is they actually infect roaches so that they basically sterilize them. So that they go on to try to reproduce, and they can't, and then the whole thing, everyone dies.
Just cockroach eugenics.
Yeah, exactly. So they give birth to sterile babies. So it's the next generation is the last one.
Cool.
Just neuter a roachy.
So I'm not going to give either of you guys points for that, unfortunately.
That's fair.
Question number 3. Do tigers eat fully grown elephants?
I'm going to say no, unless it's like, I'm going to say like they're not going to attack a fully grown elephant unless it's like one of like the older sick ones, or like they find one that's already dead.
So I'm going to need a yes.
Yes.
I'm going to need a yes or no.
Fuck. Well, okay, like, are you going to, if I say no, will you ding me because they go after the sick and the weak ones?
Well, I'm not going to answer that.
Well, fuck. Huge, like, fully grown elephants. I'm gonna assume that a fully grown elephant means a fully grown healthy elephant, so I'm gonna say no.
Yes. Okay. Brayden?
I said yes.
Yeah, Brayden's right.
Fuck!
Tigers have been known to, in food shortages, have been known
to
kill fully grown healthy elephants.
Food shortages, you get me every time.
But they typically, you weren't wrong, they do typically go for the sick.
Yeah, like they would only do it in like extreme circumstances. Typically, no. It's just like, same with wolves. Wolves would only go after like a huge moose in extreme circumstances. Unless it was like
shortages,
sick.
Huh?
Yep.
Food shortages.
That's the natural disaster that gets you every time.
Fucking gets me every time. I never, you forget about the food shortage.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, when you're
that's,
out of like
that's the only
mix.
national disaster that hasn't happened to me, okay, Brayden? Stop smiling at me like that.
All right.
Stop smiling at me like that.
What should we get into first? I think before we talk about mating, I want to talk about one really cool aspect of a cockroach.
Before we talk about mating, let's talk about roaches first. Because then we can talk about the tiger and kind of end the podcast on maybe a happy note. But wait, no, we're going to be talking about tiger peen, so it's not going to be happy at all. Because I've read that fanfiction.
One of the cool things about roaches that I found out was that a lot of the way that they organize, there's a word for it. I think it's like communal thinking or communal decision making. But basically, they make a lot of decisions based on how many roaches are already there. So one of the cool things about how they eat is like they won't really stick around in an area unless there's already what they call a quorum of roaches there. So a quorum literally just means the minimum number of things, right? So, like, the Senate has a quorum, like, it needs to be 75% there before they can go forward or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, when they see a quorum, then they'll stick around. Otherwise, they'll see another roach and just basically fuck off. But that goes even further. And I'm just going to describe this experiment that I read about, which is scientists,
Mikhail, was it an experiment or a sex-periment?
The first one.
Yeah, definitely an experiment. Yep. Okay, so these scientists, they had two, if you want to call them shelters, because we all know that roaches hate light, right? Mm-hmm. So they created these shelters that were away from this harsh light, but they knew that the shelters could only hold 40 roaches, right? Then there's two of them. And so what they did was they put 50 roaches in the enclosure and saw what they did. And what the roaches did was they split. Instead of filling up one of them and then the overflow going to the next one, they split perfectly in half. 25 in one, 25 in the other.
Aw, that's cute.
It's scarily intelligent also, if you think about it, because that might be one of the reasons why they don't suffocate to death. Because a lot of animals, like, have you guys ever seen, like, crickets in a pet store?
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed how there's, like, egg cartons in there?
Yeah.
The reason why there's egg cartons is to create surface area, because most bugs, if they just pile on top of each other, they'll suffocate to death.
Yeah, it's like what people do in when they form crowds and crush each other to death. Bugs will do that in pet stores.
Well, not
except for roaches, because roaches don't belong in pet stores. They are natural and free animals, and now I love them. So thanks, Mikhail.
And they basically
that's
like,
amazing.
It is pretty cool. I thought it was amazing, actually. The way
superbug.
They boiled it down to cockroaches make decisions based entirely on two things: how many other cockroaches are doing that thing, and how dark it is. In fact, the word cockroach is derived from, or like the Latin word for cockroach is derived from that which hates light.
So really, they're just a bunch of teens at a pizza party trying to order pizza and then keep the party going.
No, I'm waiting for this analogy to pan out in some way.
Well, you gotta... I'm sorry, Brayden's coughing, which is completely ruining what I'm trying to say here. But, like, you gotta know how many people are at your pizza party before you order the pizza. And if it's dark out, that means you can wander around town eating pizza.
Oh, nice. So you tied it all together. Nice.
And well that's the only way to get out your sexual frustration is wandering around at night.
Eating pizza.
Eating pizza with your peers.
I never did it. That's what we did when Marnus's last night in town.
Yeah, that's what we did Marnus's last night in town. We shouldn't have named him. Oh my god.
Yeah, you guys are terrible.
Nobody's gonna believe that Marnus is a real name.
Marnus, I hope you're listening.
Marnus doesn't listen to these. He's too classy and beautiful.
So beyond the numbers thing, there wasn't too much more interesting with the cockroaches.
I mean, they don't have external genitalia, so how can you really talk about them fucking, right?
You keep saying that. I don't know where you got that information from. They totally do have external genitalia.
Oh my god, I was just waiting for you to prove me wrong.
Okay.
Tell me about this horrifying
So that counts as a wrong answer, right?
Hey, no! Shut up!
So they have, what a lot of bugs and like animals in this family or whatever have. It's called I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm sure. Aedegus. it's a lot of AE combinations. But it's basically a penis, right? I watched a few. I watched a few videos of roaches like procreating.
Oh my god! Of course you did.
Yeah, cool. I couldn't find one specifically of the American cockroach.
Instead of wandering around town at night, Mikhail just like looks up videos of animal sex while he eats his pizza.
This is real talk for sure, definitely. But it's kind of like terrifying, not terrifying, but just like very aggressive. Like the female will kind of like stand there and they're supposed to go butt to butt because their genitals are at the ends of their like abdomens in the last like, segment. Yeah. And so what the male is trying to do is kind of like flare his wings out as like a, I don't know, like a show of virility or something, and then attach his butt to her butt. Not literally hook it in, but like touch them together. But the problem is she'll keep moving. And if you've ever seen roaches move, they move super fast, right? So you've got one roach trying to avoid the other while one is like freaking out and like squirming his butt everywhere and his wings are going wild. I recommend it. It's a good watch.
Maybe you could put that in your asthma cue, Brayden. The clicky-clacky of roach wings as they bump butts in a cage.
Ugh, that's gross. That's actually not that far off either, which is disturbing, and it's giving me flashbacks. So after... one cool thing about the cockroaches, which is true for a lot of animals, and we haven't really talked about it, but it's like the way that the sperm is. So like human sperm we know is the little like noodles, right, with the head.
Wait, what?
Single cell.
Wait, what?
Yeah, single cell. Wait, did you not know that?
What?
with a tail made out of
what? No. What?
Super yes.
No.
But
get out of here.
I've never seen a sperm. Mom, if you're listening, I've never seen a sperm.
Fucking homeschooled.
Anyways, when the sperm comes out of most mammals, it comes out as spermatozoids, which is those little noodles, but they come out in like a fluid. So usually it's mostly water, but then there's like a lubricant and stuff in there for them to get to make it better. But with the way that the sperm comes out,
do roaches have prostates?
That's a very specific, and I don't know the answer. No.
Do roaches have anal sex to stimulate the prostate?
What they do have is spermatophores, which is, it's like little balloons or bubbles of sperm. So there's spermatozoids inside of it. And they just like shoot, I guess, these bubbles. Oh. Yeah. Oh. I didn't see any videos of that because it was like impossible to see. They're so small, but anyways.
So wait, so you're saying most animals will just shoot balloons of spermatozoid?
No, I'm saying most mammals don't use spermatophores. They just use spermatozoids inside a fluid.
Okay, like the human do.
Yeah.
Whereas cockroaches are built for better things.
Okay, real talk. All this like animal anal sex talk has just got me like humming the Lemmywinks tune from South Park. Go.
I'll splice that in.
Lemmywinks into the gay man's ass. La la Lemmywinks, Lemmywinks.
All right, let's.
So after the impregnation, I just want to get through the last part. After impregnation, the female will like birth these egg bags that are called oothicas, and when they birth them, it's like, you should watch a video of this because this is wild.
I am not. Thank you, though.
It's like this capsule that comes out, but it's the size of like, if it was an analog of a human, it would be like giving birth to like a 30-pound baby.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like it's huge because there's like 12 cockroaches in that one egg bag. And they kind of like squirm out later and blah, blah, blah. They grow. Yeah, but that one scene, and they lay like 9 or 10 of them at once.
Okay, so on that horrifying note, let's shift gears and talk about our stripy boys of the forest.
Yeah, well, totally. Let's talk about the Siberian tiger. Tigers were pretty depressing to read about because we like killed a whole bunch of them.
We killed like most of the tigers in the world. Yeah.
And also they're like drove them out of there. Yeah, we drove them out of their habitats.
No humans. just can't finish a job.
I did see one picture that perked me up on the Wikipedia page that the caption
says... How did it perk you up, Mikhail?
Like it was cute.
Okay, we need to double check these
Were you in your sensory deprivation
no.
chamber?
Hey, we're not talking about that anymore. Okay.
That's not up to you.
The caption just says, tigers are comfortable in water and frequently bathe. And then the picture is this like full-grown tiger just standing like neck deep in water. Yeah. And just like standing there. It's the cutest thing in the world. Anyway.
I know exactly what photo you're talking about. Okay, and it's very cute.
Yeah, what do you guys want to know about tigers? Because there's quite a bit of information.
I mean, how big are the spikes on their penis, Mikhail?
They're big. They're definitely big. Why do you guys always want to talk about that stuff? These animals are so interesting.
You have brought up the dick too many times for me to think you've researched anything but.
Guys, if you saw my notes, I have a giant chunk of information and then this little piece at the end that's like, definitely include because they'll ask about mating.
That's what you've set up Live from the Gardens to be about, Mikhail. We found this out back in episode 3 where you talked about the hawks. Anyway, how about I tell you what I know of tigers and you can tell me if it's true or not?
Yeah, for sure.
So they have their ears, the backs of their ears are black with little spots of white, and they'll use those to signal. I think some scientists have believed these could be like fake eyes to help deter people from other bad guys from attacking them from behind, but they'll also use them to signal their young so that the young know where to go and can help see mom.
Yeah, no, that's true. Although, yeah, it's definitely still like theoretical. So they've just kind of guessed at these things. Yeah, but they haven't proven it for sure.
They haven't been able to morph a tiger and figure it out for sure. Of course not. Yeah, once we get our hands on the Andalite bandits, then I mean, Jake and his friends.
So what's up with white tigers? Are they just like albino tigers? Is there anything special about them?
So they're not actually albinos. They're it's a rare recessive gene that both parents. It's recessive, so both parents need to have it. It's definitely not albinism. Like they're not albinos.
Albino is
yeah.
But it's just a recessive gene.
It's just a recessive gene, which obviously like tigers have definitely been hunted like crazy, so you can guarantee that the white tigers were like sold for a shitload of money, and then bad news on white tigers. Sorry,
bad news on white tigers, but all tigers got a little bit of white on them.
You want to hear one?
Don't worry, guys.
One cool thing that I found out that's not explicitly about tigers. It's about ligers.
Oh, that was going to be my next question.
Yeah, so ligers are wild. Okay, so I think ligers are a male lion with a female tiger.
With a female tiger, yeah.
As opposed to the tigron, I think, which is the opposite.
Yeah, tigron, which is the opposite.
Yeah, okay, so get that. Let me give you some base stats on tigers, though. Tigers are about 91 inches is like kind of like the max out for a tiger. 91 inches is, quick math.
That's how tall they are, or how long they are?
No, how long they are.
Yeah, they're about 6 feet.
6 feet. That's not including the tail.
No.
Okay, ligers, 12 feet.
Way bigger. Ligers are huge.
Yes, and then, so normal tigers can weigh up to, and this is the maximum pretty much, 675 pounds. Ligers can weigh up to like 1,000 pounds.
Fuck off.
Yeah, which is like a ton, right? Which is a ton. Yeah, they don't occur a whole lot wild, but I know that they do occur sometimes. Like we have seen ligers occur in the wild, and they're absolutely enormous. Like it's difficult.
Chubby.
It's difficult for them to survive in the wild because they're so big and they need to eat so much.
Yeah, no, ligers
like big old boy.
They don't live very long, and like just like a lot of the large predators, a lot of them die when they're young.
Oh yeah, because they either don't have enough food or like. Don't they get like bone defects sometimes when they're growing, or like if they break a limb,
of things.
They die really like super fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, but the babies are so cute. We're looking up pictures of babies.
Precious little babe.
Oh. There's a picture of how to make a baby.
Guys, no one can see what you're talking about.
There's a lion boning a tiger, and it's got a. Maybe they're fighting.
Positions. We've stumbled upon www.ligersex.blogspot.com. which has got a bunch of compromising positions of these kitty cats.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Not endorsed by Animorphs whatsoever.
Not endorsed by Animorphs.
So just to like get your chubby down, here's a little statistic about tigers historically. Of the range that they normally lived in, 93% is gone.
Yep.
So they used to live like everywhere.
Everywhere. They would go from Africa to Siberia.
Yeah, so they still live in like the Far East Russia and in Africa and stuff, but they used to live like in Europe and Central Russia and all kinds of stuff.
Shit.
Yeah, that's pretty depressing.
Yeah. It's, anyways. It's like crushing a Coke can. It's so depressing.
One less depressing thing about tigers that I found out is that they actually have like a really sophisticated like sound making evolutionary stuff. So they make all kinds of sounds to communicate with each other. Their roars can be heard 3 kilometers away at its loudest. But the cooler thing is that they've been shown, so they hunt, a lot of them, like the Siberian tiger specifically, hunts sambar. Do you guys know what sambars are?
That's like a kind of antelope, yeah?
Yeah, they look like antelopes. But tigers have been observed making a passable impression of the mating call of the sambar. And what it does is it attracts females, right?
Nasty.
Nice. Good for tigers.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Saucy boys.
Also,
I like tigers. They're also, from what I know, they're not super aggressive. Like the male tiger and the female tiger will like hook up, and then the male tiger will just bounce. But he's not the type to like, if he runs into his kids later on, he'll just eat them. Like I know bears sometimes do, and he doesn't do like the fucked up shit that male lions do to their kids.
Yeah, lions.
From what I know, right? Like they're deadbeat dads, but they're pretty good. The deadbeat dad animal scale.
It's funny because the tigers have actually been shown to show. I forget. There's like a word for it, but it basically sharing food with people that you don't need to share food with. So like other tigers might show up at a kill. Kind of. Other tigers might show up at a kill, and like the tiger that killed the animal won't necessarily fight them off.
They'll just all join in.
Yeah, totally.
I saw a tiger being fed at the zoo once. That was a sight to behold. The zookeeper just like held up this chunk of red meat at the fence, and the tiger like stretched all the way out on its hind paws and just ate it through the fence.
Totally. Yeah,
it was
tigers
awesome.
Are brutal. On that note, actually, I read a bit about tigers eating bears. So tigers will sometimes attack Asian black bears, which it's a smaller bear, but it's definitely still bigger than a tiger. And the exact text was, tigers can tackle a bear larger than themselves using an ambushing tactic and jumping onto the bear from an overhead position, grabbing it by the chin with one paw and by the throat with the other, and then killing it with a bite in the spinal column.
Ooh, nasty.
Fuck. That sounds so cool. I'd love to see that.
So we're looking up Asian black bears right now. Are these also called sun bears? Because they look like sun bears.
Yeah, I think they are sun bears.
Nice. They got the little patch of white on their chest. They're very cute.
Yeah, totally. Okay, let me just blast through the mating stuff, because I think we covered a lot of it in the domestic cat episode.
And we're all about to nut also. So let's just blast through it.
So they actually meet up for like a few days. They actually hang out for a few days once they've selected a mate.
Just like Tinder.
They mate they mate a couple times, or like quite a few times actually during those few days. They do have a barbed penis. Obviously, the barbs are a lot bigger for these tigers. I watched some videos because tigers are fucking so popular. There's tons of videos of tigers mating. They kind of like, it's like the female kind of like rolls on her back for a bit sometimes, but then will eventually lie down on her stomach, and the male will just go from behind. And when he puts it in, it's fine, and it's like there for like maybe a minute. But when he pulls it out, you can see she's like not having it. She's like trying to like reach backwards and bite him and stuff. And he's super aggressively like biting her neck to stop her from doing that, until eventually she just like flips around and rips her body off of him and like sometimes like swats at his face and stuff like that. It doesn't look pleasant at all.
'Cause whoa, love hurts.
I don't think they're in love.
No, making love, Mikhail. Come on, True. Don't be blue.
Okay, now it's time for the hypothetical question of the week.
I have one first. Who would win in a fight? A tiger or a lion?
That it has to be about the animals we're talking about.
I'm just bringing it up.
Who would win in a fight?
Book
one roach-sized tiger or one tiger-sized roach?
Oh my god!
I mean, that's obvious.
Because, like, roaches are still, like, made of soft-ass chitin.
But the tiger-sized roach would step on the roach-sized tiger and squish
also,
him.
But could the roach-sized tiger... Yeah, but, like, does it fucking thicken out or like grow up? I mean, I guess we would have to talk about how molecules would grow as a species, as like a creature shrinks and grows. I'm getting some dope ass mental images of like a roach-sized tiger fucking attack on tightening this roach, getting right into its eye and like na 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 ha 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 ha.
There's so much unintentional and on my part intentional hype for like the premises of potential future books in this or other series that real true nerds of any kind of fandom will know what I'm talking about.
Yo, do they attack on Titan a roach? With their tiger morph?
Okay. I draw the line at singing randomly. Okay. Okay, my hypothetical question is...
Okay.
Which animal would you rather eat if you had to eat one to survive in the wild? And I don't mean like just one. I mean like which one would you dedicate your time to hunting? So here are the details. You're lost in the wilderness. You have access to shelter and like a safe shelter, so that's not your main concern. Both animals are there in whatever abundance they would be in their natural habitat. But due to the difference in their nature, you can only devote your time and energy into hunting one of them to be successful in their hunting. And secondary question, depending whichever animal you choose, how would you then hunt it?
Okay, Mikhail, you gave us shelter. Did you give us water? Or are we able to make fire?
Yeah. All your necessities are there.
Also, roaches don't really live in the forest, from what I know.
Oh no, roaches live fucking everywhere. They live in subarctic conditions.
They're mostly in the cities because they go where the people are.
Anyway, I will answer the question at hand. I would go for the roaches because insects are very high in nutrition, and I could just bake them so that any poop kind of like cooks off that they had been eating. And and then I would, as for how I would hunt them, I would like find fucking caves and rocks they might hide under, and then just like basically like just go in blind, like lift the rock, get like a huge fucking scoop and just start.
See, I was gonna go with roaches until you made me hunt for them. So in that case, I'm just gonna woman up and streak some black shit under my eyes and go for a tiger. Because either I die cautious death and my life turns into a tale for those lost in the wilderness of why you do not fuck with tigers, or I somehow get lucky and I have tiger meat to eat.
Okay, but how do you hunt it?
How do I hunt it? I'm an asthmatic with bad knees who is not athletic. So I would look for a baby. I would look for a fresh kill. I would probably die. And I'm okay with that because I would rather die fighting a tiger than slowly die of starvation looking for roaches and spending all of my time looking for roaches instead of looking for a way out of this hypothetical situation.
Here's how you hunt a tiger. You get yourself a spear. You carve yourself a spear.
I feel like this is a bit that I've heard before.
And you get yourself against the wall.
Yeah, and, I definitely heard this.
Yeah, you make like a small kill, like a fucking rabbit or something, and you leave it, but you get your back against the wall. And when the tiger comes for it, you fucking defend that kill and like lure it to attack you. But you just keep that spear point between you and the tiger. Eventually, it'll get bold enough to try to get over the spear tip, but it won't. It fucking won't. And you will run it through on its own jumping force.
I'm just gonna come out and say, like, if I was Robin Williams and I got Jumanji'd into the jungle, I would not survive for as long as he did. And he was an 8-year-old boy, and I'm a grown-ass adult woman. I would not survive as long because I am very bad. I can just tell you right now, if it's not easy to microwave, I would not be very good at killing it.
Y'all, I would kill the fuck out of everything in Jumanji. That dude with a gun, fucking, haha, I come to hunt you for sport. Shut up. You're my fucking property now.
Do you think that Robin Williams in Jumanji, it was kind of like a Jungle Book situation where one animal type took him under their wing and that's how he survived? And also, like, subsequent question, what was that animal? Monkeys?
I don't know. They had a Jumanji cartoon where the chillins got sucked into the Jumanji game, like, while Robin Williams was still in it. So, I don't know. I'm gonna Google the Jumanji wiki.
I feel like with the hatred he showed to the monkeys that showed up, and the crocodiles that showed up, and the stampede of animals that showed up, I'm guessing it was just an 8-year-old boy against the world, and he just had the courage of the Japanese protagonist within him, and survived on his own merit.
The like shonen spirit. The shonen fire.
The shonen jump spirit. Like, he probably ate berries and survived for a bit somehow miraculously, and then he mimicked what he saw other people do. And, just lucked it out while hating every animal.
Pretty much, because they all hated him in the end, so.
Yeah.
Anyways,
nothing about how he survived on this rather extensive Jumanji wiki.
Does it talk about the new movie coming up?
No, we cannot talk about that.
Thank you.
Cancer in my ears.
Thank you. So, what would you rather be trapped as, Mikhail? A tiger or a cockroach?
I mean, that's obvious, right?
Yeah.
A cockroach.
Tiger? What?
No, a cockroach. I mean,
hey man, cockroaches have guaranteed friends. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I don't want friends. I want to be able to see.
Yeah,
I'm not going back.
Very well.
Brayden, just so you know, I'll be there for you.
When you need somebody.
When your dreams start to fall, I'll be there for you.
No. I'm cutting this off at the pass.
Like cockroaches, man. They'll also be there for you. And I know you're there for me too, buddy.
Cockroach. No, Ross Roach.
What?
Oh, fuck, that's good, though.
Ross
Roach.
Roachel.
Monic
right.
Roach.
Okay, we could definitely go on for a long time.
Chandler the Thing.
Next week, we'll be talking about Animorphs number 7? Number 7, The Stranger. And the following week, we'll be talking about the morphs from that book in that week's Live from the Gardens. I've been Mikhail, the host.
I'm Tessa, the expert.
And I'm Brayden. Memes.
Nice. And this has been Live from the Gardens, a Animorphs podcast about how to be a convincing Animorph. If you'd like to correct or clarify any of the poorly researched animal facts in this episode of Live from the Gardens, feel free to contact us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook by searching for Animorphs, the Dork-Bajir Chronicles. And remember, stay safe, stay hidden. Brought to you by
Collective Legacy,
a podcast network.